The wedding invitation was never meant to be kind. When Daniel Whitmore typed her name, he smirked, not smiled. Naomi Carter, the woman he once loved when he had nothing. The woman he left behind the moment his life upgraded. Years ago, Naomi had stood beside him when he borrowed suits, skipped meals, and chased dreams that laughed back at him. But success rewrote Daniel's memory. Now he was marrying Emily, soft-spoken, wealthy, approved by his family, and most importantly, acceptable. Inviting Naomi to the wedding wasn't about closure. It was about control, about proving that he had won, about showing her the life she no longer belonged to. He imagined her sitting quietly at the back, embarrassed, broken, maybe bitter. The thought amused him. When his mother hesitated and asked, "Why invite her?" Daniel shrugged. "Why not? It'll be interesting." What he didn't know was that the invitation landed in Naomi's hands on a calm morning, where she read it slowly, without shaking, without anger. She didn't cry. She didn't laugh. She folded the card neatly and placed it beside her phone, where unread emails from investors waited. Naomi wasn't the same woman Daniel remembered. Time had sharpened her, not broken her. When she whispered, "Interesting," it wasn't fear in her voice. It was certainty. And if this story already has your attention, if you believe moments of truth always arrive when they're least expected, subscribe to this channel now because some lessons are too powerful to miss. The wedding hall was everything money could buy. Crystal chandeliers, white roses flown in from another country, a string quartet rehearsing perfection. Daniel stood proudly in his tailored suit, greeting guests with a practiced smile. Emily clung to his arm, radiant and nervous, sensing the weight of expectations. His friends laughed loudly. His father shook hands confidently, and his mother watched everything with quiet eyes. As guests filled the room, whispers floated about deals, houses, legacies. Then someone near the entrance went silent. Conversations slowed. Heads turned. The doors opened and Naomi stepped in. She wore emerald green, simple but commanding. Not flashy, not desperate. Just undeniable, her posture alone shifted the air. She didn't search the room. She walked like she belonged in everyone she entered. Outside, a BMW idled chauffeur waiting. Inside, Daniel froze. His smile collapsed before he could control it. This wasn't the image he rehearsed. Naomi didn't look broken. She didn't look small. She looked powerful. Emily followed Daniel's gaze, confusion flickering into discomfort. "Who is she?" she whispered. Before Daniel could answer, his mother's face drained of color. Her hands trembled as she stared at Naomi. Recognition hitting her harder than any accusation took. And if you've ever underestimated someone, if you've ever judged a past by its silence, stay with this story and subscribe because the truth is about to speak. "Mom, do you know her?" Daniel asked, trying to sound casual, failing completely. His mother didn't respond immediately. She stood, smoothing her dress, her voice barely steady. "Yes," she said. The room leaned in without realizing it. "I know her very well." Naomi stopped a few feet away. No anger, no smugness, just calm. Daniel laughed nervously. "She's my ex," he said, as if that explained everything. His mother looked at him then, not with pride, but disappointment. "She's also the woman who gave me my job." Silence crashed into the room like glass. Emily's breath caught. Guests exchanged looks. Daniel blinked. "What?" His mother swallowed. "After your father lost everything, when we had no savings and no help, Naomi hired me. She didn't ask questions. She didn't judge. She paid me fairly when no one else would." Naomi finally spoke, her voice soft but steady. "You needed help. I did what I could." The words were simple. Their weight was not. Daniel's world tilted. The story he told himself of Naomi being left behind collapsed instantly. She hadn't been waiting for him to succeed. She had succeeded without him. Emily slowly stepped away from Daniel, realization dawning in her eyes. This wedding, built on image, was cracking at its foundation. And if moments like this make your heart race, if you believe truth deserves an audience, subscribe now, because this is where everything changes. Daniel tried to speak, but nothing came out right. "I thought," he started, then stopped. Naomi looked at him, not cruelly, not lovingly, just honestly. "You thought I'd stay small," she said. "You thought I'd disappear." She paused. "I didn't." The room breathed again. Guests who once admired Daniel now studied Naomi with new eyes. Respect replaced curiosity. Emily's voice trembled as she spoke. You invited her to mock her? Daniel didn't answer. He couldn't. His silence was confession enough. Naomi turned to Emily. You deserve honesty, she said gently. Not a performance. Emily nodded slowly. Tears forming, not of jealousy, but betrayal. Daniel's mother reached for Naomi's hand. Thank you, she whispered. Naomi smiled, not proudly, but peacefully. I didn't come for revenge, Naomi said to the room. I came because I was invited. And because sometimes the past deserves to be seen clearly. She turned to leave. No applause followed, just stunned respect. Daniel watched the woman he underestimated walk away with dignity he never earned. And if this chapter hit you, if you believe growth is the loudest response to disrespect, subscribe to this channel. Because stories like this remind us who we can become. The wedding never continued as planned. Some guests left quietly. Emily removed her ring and placed it on the table, choosing truth over comfort. Daniel sat alone, surrounded by wealth that suddenly felt empty. Outside, Naomi entered her car, not looking back. She didn't need closure. She had something better, self-respect. That night, messages flooded social media. People talked about the woman who walked into a room meant to humiliate her and left with everyone's respect. But Naomi didn't post. She didn't explain. She went back to her life, where success didn't need validation. And somewhere in that quiet victory is the lesson. Never confuse silence with weakness. Never mistake kindness for dependency. And never assume someone's chapter ended just because you stopped reading. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of your worth, subscribe to this channel now. Because more stories like this are coming, and the next one might be exactly what you need.